Wilkins with Fitnessrx for Women, and this is my next question and answer segment where I took your questions from Facebook and I'm going to answer them for you today. The first question I have is, how much cardio is recommended for someone trying to build lean muscle but still has some body fat to lose? I currently lift 5 to 6 days a week with little to no cardio, and I only have 1 hour a day to train. Cardio is not absolutely necessary in order to lose weight. You can actually cut down on the amount of calories that you're eating, and you can lose weight that way. Remember that 1 pound is roughly 3,500 calories. So whether that comes from cardio or working out or from your diet, as long as you are at a calorie deficit from what you need to take in order to gain weight, you will lose weight. But I personally recommend 3 days of 30 minutes of cardio at minimum for heart health. And it also helps with recovery and circulation and stress relief, and there's just a slew of benefits to adding cardiovascular exercise into your program. The next question is, hi Nicole, on back and bicep days, sometimes I feel I'm being cheated with a great workout due to a forearm pump. Any suggestions on how to avoid this? They get so tight that I can't grip well. One thing I would recommend in your situation is a thing called grips. There's a few different type of grips that you can use, or straps. I personally like to use Versa grips. They look like a leather wrap, a leather piece of leather that goes along the inside of your hand, and then it wraps around your wrist. And if this is the wrap, or the grip itself, and you're holding onto a barbell, it wraps around toward your hand, and then your hand goes the opposite direction. So that way when you're holding onto the weight, you can grip on without your forearm fatiguing out and losing your grip. If I'm training back, I cannot lift as heavy as I would without grips, because my grip is not as strong as my back is. So it helps me move the weight a lot more than I would normally be able to. So give those a try. Versa Grips, VersaGrips.com, and they're awesome. Hi Nicole, I find myself anxiously awaiting your question and answer segment every week. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Well, thank you for watching. What type of cardio do you recommend after leg day when the soreness is still an issue? I would still like to do HIIT, but feel like it might break down my muscle tissue more and negate my recovery from my lift day. Thank you. Okay. I always prefer doing cardio and weight training at a separate time. That way I have more energy for both sessions. But if you have to do them at the same time, do cardio after your weights, because if your goal is to build strength and muscle. If you are doing leg day and you're really pushing it, you're really fatigued, afterwards I do not recommend doing high intensity interval training. It's a great way to hurt yourself. But do like steady state incline walking, or go and do intervals on the step mill, something, 20 minutes at minimum. But again, it's not necessary to do cardio the same day as legs. And if you do them both in the same day, I do recommend splitting them up, so that way, I know after my leg workouts, I hate doing cardio right after because I just am smoked. What type of gym shoes do you use at the gym? Do you use cross trainers to lift only and running shoes for cardio? It depends on what I'm training. Now remember, I'm not training to power lift, and although I do squat, I will squat in running shoes. I'm not looking to max out or anything like that. I do lift, like if I am doing squats, I do lift in a flatter shoe. So like Converse shoes. I'll even squat in Nike Frees because they don't have a whole lot of cushion where you can, your foot has instability. But as far as running goes, I like to run on clouds, and I know I'm personally working on my running form, but I do like to run in Asics. So those are my preferred running shoes. And the last question I have is, what exercises do you recommend for leaning out the inner and outer thigh? Well, some exercises obviously would be squats. For the inner thigh, any type of wide leg stance, like sumo squats, will help target that area. Outer thigh, you can place a band, a resistance band around your ankles and make sure it's tight enough. They're like circular bands, and do side steps. So step out as wide as you can, together, step out, together, step out, together, or for a long distance, and then do the same thing back, facing the same way, so you step with the other foot, or stand in one spot and go right, left, and that's a great way to work the outer thigh. You can also use adductor and abductor machines, but to lose body fat, again, it's going to all come down to what you eat. So those are my questions for this week. Until next week, keep asking your questions on the Fitnessrx for Women Facebook page, and I'll be back here every Friday to answer them for you. Until then, keep living the fit life.